Okay, I'm going to show you how to set up the Assan GA250 gyro. First thing, got to set up the radio. You need to have your gyro gain switch set so that you have two settings, one in head hold and the other in rate. This is how you get into the programming of the gyro. So if that's not set up correctly on the correct switch, or it's inhibited or anything like that, it's not going to work. So make sure your switch is working correctly with the head hold and head hold and rate gains set up. Okay, so I'm going to switch on the radio, and I'm going to switch on the receiver and gyro. I've got this one set up with a receiver pack and a little switch to make it nice and easy. So when I switch it on, the gyro will start flashing fast blue. When you see it start flashing fast blue, just toggle between the two gain settings until it stops flashing blue. So let's have a go. There we go. Okay, so now it's flashing red. And you see that it's flashing 5 red lights. This is to set up the servo. If you look at the manual, which you'll have, this will be backwards because it's but if you look at the menu, it tells you that there's got 5 choices, 1 flashing red light up to 5 flashing red lights, and this is to set the frequency for your specific servo. My Savox servo needs the 5 flashing red lights, which is actually the default setting. Okay, so once you've done that, and only after you've done that, you can plug in the servo. Do not plug in the servo before doing this, because if this setting is wrong, you could burn up your servo. Okay, once that's done, there is another little menu that they sent with this gyro, which is for setting up delay. Now with delay, most of your servos nowadays tend to be digital, so they're a lot faster and they don't need any delay. But if you're using an analog servo for the tail, you may need to add some delay in the signal being sent from the gyro. Otherwise, what tends to happen is if this is the tail, when you steer the helicopter to one side and stop, it tends to bounce. Okay, because the servo receives the signal slightly later and it doesn't stop in time, so it does a little bounce. If you see any sort of bouncing as you're stopping, then you can add some delay. The way to get into the delay setting is from the red flashing light there, just do 1 toggle of your gain switch again, and now you see it's flashing blue. Okay, 1 flashing blue light means no delay. Okay, and there's a maximum of 7 flashing blue lights in maximum delay. So I'm using a digital servo, so mine's just the 1 light. Once you've set up the servo frequency, you can now plug in your servo, and now we're going to initialize the gyro and get it ready to set up. So just switch on your radio. Okay, switch on the gyro, wait for it to initialize. Okay, blue flashing lights, and then nothing. Okay, no lights, it's on. So now we can set up the gyro. First step is to set the direction to make sure it's compensating the right way. To do that, just hold your rudder stick either full left or full right and toggle the gain switch again until you see blue and red light come on. There we go. And let go of the rudder stick. Now it's flashing blue and 2 reds, which shows me that if I look at the menu, 2 reds and a blue is reversed. So if your gyro is compensating in the wrong way, you can alter that by using a rudder stick. So if I move the rudder stick once, now you see it's flashing blue, red, blue, red. So that's the normal direction. So 2 choices. If you look at my other video on setting up your gyro and knowing which way it's working, that should help as well. And then you can set it up here for the right direction. The next one is to set up the high servo endpoint. To set the high rudder endpoint, just toggle your gain switch once, and now it goes into the high endpoint menu. Okay, you adjust that by moving your rudder stick either left or right to increase or decrease the amount of movement. You see it's moving. So while I'm doing this, I would be looking at the tail of my helicopter to see how far the pitch slider is moving across the tail shaft, so I get the maximum amount of movement without it binding to either side. Okay, once you've got that, wherever you want it, you can toggle your gain switch again, and now it's the low travel endpoint as well. So you've done it for one side of the pitch slider, now you're going to do it for the other side, again by moving the rudder left or right. Okay, once you've got that set, okay, you're all done pretty much. To come out of the gyro setup menu, just again toggle your gain switch 3 times or more quickly and it will return to normal mode. There we go, lights out, all set up, servo's working, gyro's working, all good to go. Hope this helps.